My name is Diego Chaves-Gnecco, and I won the Sheth Award in 2020. So I am an associate professor at the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine Department of Pediatrics. In 2002, I created the program Salud Para Niños. Salud Para Niños are 3 words in Spanish for health for the children, and actually Salud stands for students, residents, and faculty united against health disparities. The goal of this program, as its name says, is to address barriers to healthcare access and to address health disparities in the Latino population of Southwestern Pennsylvania. We take care of many kids who come from all over around the world, and we see Salud Para Niños as one of the bridges that Pittsburgh has from the University of Pittsburgh to the rest of the world. Over the last 3 years, that actually coincides with the starting of the pandemic, we have been working at addressing the particular needs that the Latino community, the pediatric Latino community in Southwestern Pennsylvania has in relationship with the pandemic. At the beginning of the pandemic, we wanted to make sure that everybody was safe, that everybody understood what was happening with the pandemic, that everybody knew how to protect themselves. And most recently, we have been working very hard in making sure that everybody has their vaccinations, their immunizations up to date. We continue working at addressing barriers to barriers to healthcare access and ways to address health disparities, but we're focused on addressing in particular those related to the pandemic. Receiving the award had a lot of meanings to me. First, it humbled me, it honored me, but also make me rethink about the work that I was doing. Since we started the clinic 20 years ago, we always thought that it was a clinic that it was meant to provide services and address the needs of the Latino community of Southwestern Pennsylvania. Through the Sheth Award, I realized that the extension of our program was beyond the borders of Southwestern Pennsylvania. We start seeing Salud Para Niños as one of the bridges that Pittsburgh has to the rest of the world. Pittsburgh is known as the city of bridges. And we see now Salud Para Niños as one of those bridges that Pittsburgh has to the rest of the world. While the program was created initially to address the needs for the Latino community of Southwestern Pennsylvania, we have seen families coming from all over around the world that unfortunately is reflecting the core narrative and the current issues that are affecting our world. So for example, in recent months, we have seen families who are coming from Ukraine. We have seen families who have come from Afghanistan. So while the program is intended to address the needs for Latino families, we're seeing families who come from all over around the world to Southwestern Pennsylvania. One of the lessons that we have learned is that there are no barriers. Actually, one of the things that I love from the United States, from this country, is that people don't realize, but this is one of the few countries that you can be on the same room with people from all around the world at the same time. That doesn't happen in other countries. The diversity that we have in the United States is amazing. Academic centers like the University of Pittsburgh provide unique opportunities to this kind of collaborations, interchanges, ways to work together. The creation of Salud Para Niños taught us that a lot of the times you don't need to create new things. You just need to link services that are already in place and maybe adapt them to the needs of the community. And with the programs that this University Center for International Studies does, the Center for Latin American Studies does, and the Sheth Award help us and empower us to build relationships with people all over around the world and to think about in a global mind to address the needs not only of the people in our region, but hopefully the needs of people of all over around the world. Dear Dr. and Mrs. Sheth, I want to personally thank you for creating this award. I'm humble and honored that I have received this award in 2020. It gives unique opportunities to highlight the amazing work that many faculty and alumni are doing around the world and people who have worked or graduated from Pittsburgh, from the University of Pittsburgh. It also gives us an opportunity to connect, to network amongst ourselves, and in the long term, to look for a better world, which is the goal that we'll have. So thank you so much for having the Sheth Award, and thank you for highlighting my work through this recognition. I'm humble and honored. Again, thank you. I also want to thank the University of Pittsburgh, the University Center for International Studies, PIT Global, the Center for Latin American Studies, and the Latino community of Southwestern Pennsylvania. Nothing of what we have been able to do over the last 20 years would have been possible without the collaboration, the support of many around the community, around Southwestern Pennsylvania, from the University of Pittsburgh, from PIT Global, from the University Center for International Studies, from the Center for Latin American Studies. The Sheth Award is a very humbling and honoring award that, more than an award for a person, is an award for a community, for a program, and for all those support the program. So I want to make sure that this recognition is understood as something that highlights not only the work of one person, but the support and the work of many in the community.